Alright, so welcome back. This is our ESL Ventures Level 3 Unit 10 video. Okay, and Unit 10 is going to focus on free time. Alright, so we're going to be talking about free time. Let's go to Lesson A here. Okay, so we're going to be talking about free time, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about vacation plans. Okay, vacation plans. So, vacation. I think everybody could use one right now, even though some of us are still stuck at home. Man, it just seems like it'd be a great thing to be able to leave home and go someplace where we can relax and just kind of be away from all the news and all the talk about coronavirus and all that stuff. So, a good diversion, right? So, what do you think of when you read or hear the word vacation? All right, I wrote down some words that and some phrases that I think about when I read or hear the word vacation. The first thing I thought about was no work, right? I don't have to work. No school, right? Yeah, you don't have to teach, you don't have to learn. Everything is just no school, okay? And get a chance to relax, right? Relax. That means I don't have to cook, don't have to clean, don't have to worry about paying bills, anything like that. Get a chance just to relax our mind, body, soul, right? Okay. The next thing I thought about was like a beach, right? Sit on the sand at a beach, right? And just listen to the waves, to the seagulls, to the ocean, right? Beach sounds, things like that. People laughing. That would be some good, something good, right? And then, if you don't like the beach, that's fine. You know, just get away. Just get away from home. You know, not run away, but just get away, right? Something planned where you might go to the lake, you might go to the mountains, you might go, I don't know, to Grand Canyon, you might go to desert, the desert, just wherever you like, whatever you want to do, right? It's your time. But the biggest thing is that you're going to have fun, right? Just want to have fun. And usually get away from home means travel, right? Sometimes you think about some of the places that you haven't been to, maybe other cities, right? It'd be great to travel. All right. So the question is, how do people get information about things to do while on vacation? Okay. So I wrote down a few things here of how people get information about things to do while on vacation, right? They can get this information by talking to friends and family, right? Asking them where they've gone to, what they like, right? Talking to neighbors, the same conversation, asking them what they like, where they've been to, right? What do they suggest, right? Checking the internet, finding out places that might interest you, right? Some people go to Costa Rica. Some people go to Cozumel, Jamaica, the Virgin Islands, places like those, right? Check the scenery and things to do. Check that on the internet, right? You could check airlines, bus companies, and travel agencies, right? More established places that you can go that will set you up with packages, right, of things to do while on vacation. While I was in New York, the big advertisements went out for travel agencies to travel to Italy, right, because there's a lot of Italians there. And that was really big. Italy cruises, Italy all-inclusive tours, all things like that. So checking airlines, bus companies, and travel agencies. And then the last thing I thought about was checking the newspaper, right? Seeing what kind of, maybe somebody wrote a column, or a column on some place to go, right? And some of the amenities and some of the things that are famous for those areas, okay, or for that town. All right. So the question here for you is, where did you go on your last vacation? Right? So with these questions, let's take some time and just write out, even if it's 1 or 2 word sentences, right? What are the answers to these questions, right? We might come back and write out a full paper on this, but for right now, just kind of get your mind thinking about vacations, right? So where did you go on your last vacation, right? For me, that would have been Myrtle Beach back in the beginning of the year, right? The first of the year. That was my anniversary, so that was our last vacation. And what happened? We had our anniversary and just relaxed, right? Who went with you? Well, my wife, right? Did you have a good time? Yes, we had a good time. And would you advise other people to take the same vacation? And I would say yes, it's a pretty nice place. When everything calms down, of course, with this whole pandemic thing, and people are allowed to travel again, that's kind of the mindset of what we're talking about on vacation. Okay, not some place where you have to worry about the pandemic or anything like that. All right. Okay, so now that we have our mind fixed on what we're going to be talking about, free time, and more specifically, vacation, right? Let's open up our books and turn over to page 122. All right, so page 122. Unit 10, free time. Lesson A, listening. Okay, before you listen, talk about the pictures. All right, so let's talk about these pictures. All right, so in this book, the new book, we have 6 pictures here. In the older books, probably less, but let's follow this book here, the new book, and let's talk about what's going on in these pictures. All right. So anytime we see people's names in this book, especially in the first page of the unit, those are probably going to be the people we will follow through the whole unit. All right. So we have Ricardo, we have Michelle, and Felicia. All right, and I'm thinking that this is a family. Okay, and so we have some looks like Ricardo working on a computer, or a small computer, or a tablet with a keyboard. It looks like in picture number 3, they either live in San Francisco, because this is the Golden Gate Bridge, or because we're talking about vacation, maybe he's looking for a vacation spot and they want to go to see the Golden Gate Bridge, all right, which is in San Francisco. All right, an airplane. So it looks like if this is the vacation, then this is how they're going to get there. They're going to get tickets on an airplane, and they're going to fly. And if this is the vacation, then this is maybe a hotel that they're going to stay at, or an attraction that they're going to see. I don't really know. It's a small picture, so it looks like a hotel, or it could be someplace special where they want to visit. Excuse me. And then, of course, here is a picture of camping next to a lake. Okay, so that might be another destination that they want to go to. All right. So before you listen, talk about these pictures. What do you see? What is happening? And what's the story? So, like I said, I think that the story is, because I told you what I saw. So I think the story is, because we're talking about vacation and free time, this family, Ricardo, Felicia, and Michelle, are going to go on vacation. And Ricardo is booking the vacation to go to San Francisco. And they're going to get to San Francisco. They're going to get to San Francisco by plane. And once they're there, they're going to stay at a hotel or go to this attraction, this special place, and then go camping. All right? So let's take some time and let's turn over to page 123. Okay? So we looked at the pictures, so let's take some time and listen to what's actually going on. Okay? So if you have the new book, you can scan this barcode. Okay? If you have an old book, then you can go to the back of the book, find CD number 2, and listen to track 28. All right? So let's take some time now to listen to the track. Okay? Listen to the audio. You can use the barcode or the CD, and then we'll come back and fill these out and fill out the answers here. All right? So let's do that now. All right, so hopefully you had some time to listen to the audio track and write down some of the answers here on page 123. So let's go through this. Number 2. A. Listen and answer the questions. Who are the speakers? Based on the audio, I wrote down the speakers are Ricardo and Felicia. All right. Number 2, what are they talking about? I wrote down they are talking about planning for a vacation and the cost of going to San Francisco. They decide that the cost of going to San Francisco is too high and they decide to go camping instead. All right, so that's what I wrote down. Hopefully you wrote down something similar. And let's move on to B. Listen again. Complete the chart. So on our chart we have San Francisco camping, right? The cost of transportation and the cost of lodging. All right, that means where they're going to live. All right, so the cost of transportation to get to San Francisco, round trip airfare per person, I wrote down $200, and that's no discount for the little girl. All right. The cost for transportation and camping, gas for the car would be $100. All right, so round trip airfare per person for San Francisco is $200. Camping total gas for transportation cost, gas for the car would be $100. Lodging. The cost for lodging in San Francisco, the hotel per night stay cost would be $250 plus tax, and the tax would be 14%. The cost for lodging at the campsite or camping, campsite per night would be $35. Alright, so in this one, $200 gas for the car, $100. San Francisco hotel per night is $250 plus 14% tax, and cost for lodging at the campsite per night would be $35. So hopefully you got that correct. If not, please go back and listen to the track, and especially this audio track. This one might be a little bit different from the CD. Hopefully it's not, but if it is, please listen to this track if you got some numbers wrong or different from what I got, because I'm finding out that the two books, the older book and this book, have some differences. Alright, so if you can, scan this barcode, listen to the track, and then hopefully you will come up with these numbers. Alright, so let's move on. After you listen. Number 3. So let's look here at this culture note. Culture note says advertisements for hotels do not include the room tax. The tax adds 7% to 16% per night to the cost of the room. So what they're saying here is that you might see an advertisement or a commercial for, let's say, a special on hotels. The price that they give you does not include the room tax, so the cost could actually go up by 7 to 16% just for the tax. All right, and that's the cost. That's the per night cost. So that doesn't mean that you would pay that total. That means for every night that you stay, you would have to pay an extra 17 to 16% in tax. All right. So that's important to know. Okay, so number 3, after you listen. A, read. Complete the story. Alright, so we're going to read and complete the story. And we're going to put in the words and phrases that we see here in our oval here. Alright, so before we do that, there are so many different definitions for these words, and some of these words and phrases that I wanted to go over each one to make sure that we get the correct definition that fits into our story, that talks about free time and vacations, because some of these have many meanings. All right, so let's look at the meanings, the definitions that are actually used in this story. All right, so the first word is book a flight. Right, book a flight. That is a phrase, and that phrase means to purchase a plane ticket. All right, that doesn't mean to throw a book at an airplane. It just means to purchase a plane ticket. All right, camping. The activity of spending a vacation living in a camp, tent, or camper. Okay, that could be a mobile home, or a mobile van, big van. Okay. Days off. A day's vacation from work or school on what would normally be a working day. Basically, one day's vacation. Or if it's days, multiple days vacation from work or school. All right, next one, discounts. Deduct an amount from the usual price of something. All right, so this is the usual amount of something minus a specific amount. That would be a discount. Okay, so for instance, if we said kids eat at a discount, right? So they would be charged, usually they would be charged whatever the adults would be charged, right? But they get a discount, so maybe they get 10% off. All right, that's discounts. Next one, exhausted. Drained of one's physical or mental resources. Very tired. Okay? Drained of one's physical or mental resources. Physically tired or mentally tired. Right? The next one, figure out. Right? Discover. Determine a way to do something. Or solve or fathom a problem. So solve or think about a problem. All right? Or yeah, or just solve a problem. All right? Next one, reserve. Refrain, meaning hold back from using or disposing of something. Refrain or hold back for future use. All right? To hold something in reserve means to put something away, right? Or put something away for a future. All right? Round trip. A journey to one or more places and back again. Okay, so it's a complete circle. You go someplace or many places and you come back home. That is a round trip. Tax. A compulsory or mandatory contribution to state revenue levied by the government, or instead of levied you could say taken by the government, right? Or required by the government on workers' income, right? And business profits, or added to the cost of some goods, services, and transactions. I think we're all very aware of tax, so this pretty much fits the definitions, the nice clean definition, right? Or you could say the man's taking money out of my pocket. All right, tourist. A person who is traveling or visiting a place for pleasure. All right, a person who is traveling or visiting a place for pleasure. All right. So now that we have these, a good definition of these words and phrases and how it fits into into this passage, let's complete the story. All right. So let's take some time, and if you need to scan this barcode here and listen to the story and complete it as you go along, that's fine. You could also, if you have the older books, go to CD2 track 29. All right, and so let's take some time and complete this story, and we'll come back and we'll check your answers against mine. All right, let's do that now.